Hello guys, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel, Make Them Tech. Today we are going to look at serving your React app with Express.js. Express.js is one of the web frameworks of Node. It's very flexible, very simple to use. I personally love Express. So in this tutorial, we're going to be using Express to serve our React application. You guys remember that in our last two video tutorials, we talked about how to create a React app with Webpack and Babel from scratch. So we are bringing this tutorial to you guys so that you guys will know that it's possible for you to finish your React application and then use Express.js to serve it. Just more like we are serving a CDN, like a public folder. So, and then this tutorial is going to help you peradventure you finish your React application and then you want to go live into production, and then you will need to host it probably on a VPS or a dedicated server or what have you. So this tutorial is going to help you, and then you can basically write some few lines of Express code and use that to serve your React application. And then when you finally host it, you are hosting it like a Node application. So, and then if you are a Node person, you've been using Node, then this should be a very wonderful tutorial for you. You should be able to understand it very well, because you just write your React application, Webpack is going to build it, and then your build folder, you're going to serve it as a static asset on in your code rather, and then you host it as a Node application. So that's what we're going to be doing in this tutorial. I'm going to install Express.js now. npm I, that's then Express. So while we wait for that, I'm going to proceed to create a server.js file. So you can create this at the root of your folder, that is server.js. And then, so I'm going to, that is const express and require express. So what we are writing here now, we are using Express framework. So I'm loading it here. So require is a global function in Node to load your modules. So I'm loading my Express module now to use it in my code. So then I need parts module. I'm also going to load it, that is require parts. And then our Express, okay, app. So we are going to use the Express function. That's that. So we are going to use it. And then the ports, our application, we are going to run it on, let's just say 4,000. Okay. So this is what we have. Then I'm going to do app.use. Now in Express, there is something called middleware. Express basically does three things. There is configuration, there is middleware, and then there is routing. So if you want to use a middleware in Express, you normally use it with app.use. So use is a function that you can always use to engage your middleware. So, and also you might also decide to use it directly in your route, your middleware, not even using this app.use. So it depends on what you want. So in our own application, we want to use app.use so that our what we want to do basically here is to serve our build folder as a static asset so that it will be available on the server. So I'm going to say express.static. Then, so this static is a middleware function of Express that you can always use to serve static files, so or static assets that way. So I'm going to say path.join. and our build folder. So this is our build folder. In our build folder, we have our index.html, our main.js, our vendor.js. Some of you might be wondering, how did we come about this? In the last video tutorial, we created a React application with Babel and Webpack from scratch. So when you run your Webpack build, it's going to build this folder for you and then bundle all these files and drop it here. So if you are somehow confused, you can go back to my last video tutorial. That's creating a React application with Webpack and Babel part 2. You can watch the part 1 and part 2 to get to understand this better. And better still, I'm still going to run the Webpack so that we have a new build. So I think that will also give you an information of how it works. So let me proceed. Now, this line of code is going to serve our build folder as a static asset. So that's it. Then I'm going to put app.get. So basically, this is where you put your route. So, but if I do like this, I might get into problem when I'm routing or when I'm navigating inside my React application. So it's better you use star, that is any route, anything that comes, let it be redirected to this endpoint. Let it come into this place. So I'm going to take care of the request that comes from the client now with this. So any request that comes, whatever the URL is, let it enter this block of code. And then when it happens like that, then I'm going to send it like the send file. That is a function of this response object called send file that I can always use to send, index.html or any HTML file or any file to the client. So path.join. So this line of code is going to send this file back to the server, or back to the client. So, and then let's say the call is made from the browser. So when the browser has finished making the request, then this guy is going to send back index.html to the. So remember, this is the URL part. This is the part to the folder. So this whole thing is going to destructure to the path leading to this file, and the file is inside this place. And then don't forget, in our index.html, we already have the title, we already have our ID element, that is the div element that is going to contain our React application. Then we already have our bundled files, vendor.js and our main.js. So even if you are using one single bundle file, no problem. So, and then once the request comes, we are going to tell our server to send this file to the client. So now let me put app.listen. Then the port is port 3000. Server running on port 3000. Oh, sorry, on port 4000. So it's just ports. So I want to believe that we have been able to. Okay, I don't think there's any error here. Okay, so now let me go to my package.json. This is our Express module. And then, so if in our code, we first of all run npm run build so that we can build, and after which we are going to run our server, that is node.server. Node server. Just put node server and it's going to run your server for you. So let me run npm run build now. So, and then what else should we go through? So while we wait for the Webpack to finish building. Can we just take a look at what we did in the last tutorial? In our Webpack config, we configured Webpack by setting some rules. The entry point of application is index.js, and that is in our source folder. Index.js, this is it. So this is our overall parent. This is the app.js. That is the component that we work with, and that's what we're going to see when we finish serving our React application. So this is just a small application. Then in our Webpack config, we set some rules to, okay, that's done. Okay, so we set these rules, and then, so that's all. So we finally bundled our files. So let me run node server. Let's test what we've done. So server running on port 4000. So let me go to my browser now. Localhost 4000. So we can see the results. So basically, this is just what we've done. And let me explain something about this middleware that we're using here, and especially app.use. So you see here now, what we've done here, we are serving the whole of what is inside this build folder as a static asset, meaning that in our URL, when you say localhost 4000, so if you do like this, index.html, it's going to pick the index, it's going to pick the index.html that is here. If you do like this, the image is what? The image is what? mtt16.jpg. So it's going to pick exactly what is there. So, and then if you look at our vendor.js, okay, if you look at our index.js, the index.html, you will see that there is, okay, you can see what is here now. So everything is so what I'm trying to explain here is this, that this is like a kind of CDN for you, and then you can always serve it. So what we have here now, let me test it and you see the results. You can see it here now. So everything that is in that build folder has been saved as a static asset. So serving it directly here, as in returning this to the client, that is index.html. So we easily map together with this static asset that has been set, and everything is going to work. But if I come here and I put a route here, maybe I just put something like ABC, and I do this, this is not going to work unless I go to my code and try to put this URL, append this URL before all my codes, all my routes, before it will work. So that's just the whole thing. So thank you for watching. We have come to the end of the tutorial. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Make Them Tech. We will be bringing to you from time to time video tutorials on React and Node, JavaScript, and so on. And then please turn on the notification bell so that whenever we drop a new video, you can get notified. Thank you. I will see you in my next video.